Hello and welcome to Construction Sport Weekly. We're live on TikTok as well as recording on camera for the first time. How about it? A little roundup of the week. Not going to beat around the bush. Elephant in the room. We went on a marathon yesterday. We walked with around about 20, 25 of us, I think, began. A few people dropped out throughout the walk for different reasons, but everyone was healthy and fit. And we walked a marathon from London, Liverpool Street over to Richmond Park via Buckingham Palace and then back down the River Thames, heading east and finished at Tower Bridge. An amazing day had by all. Legs are aching this morning, a few aches and pains, number of blisters throughout the group, lots of plasters being used, and a day of recovery today. But in terms of recovery, here's one for you. I had a night out this week with my dear sister, lost my voice then, as her +1 to an event held by the Turmeric Co. If you haven't heard of turmeric or seen it, it is a product, a turmeric shot, what has been brought to you by the ex-footballer Thomas Robson-Kanu. It's amazing, actually. I've just clicked on the website to give you a little bit of brief information on it, but there's a lot of stuff about it, and the reason I like it so much is for the few basic versions of the fact that it helps gut health. I'm gutless myself. I've had a load of issues in the past, so with my gut. So what I have got of a gut left, I would like to keep it healthy. So I'm going to need to get behind some of these a little bit more, get them doing. They are decent. And also it helps massively in terms of aches and pains. And as an industry, what consists of around about 3 million construction workers, there is a lot of aches and pains. So get some turmeric inside you. Have a little look on the website, www.turmeric.co, and see what it's all about, because and it is, I see the video of it, and my sister drinks them a lot, and my brother-in-law has had some great success with his recent knee injury as well. But it is really helping people. 1 shot a day just shows to go. There's some natural remedies that Thomas brought to the table and literally has packaged it up properly, and now he's having some huge success. And fair play. We had some yesterday on the walk as well, shared some about. Was absolutely spot on. But yeah, walked through the marathon, like I say, yesterday, 26.32 miles. Great crack. Now aching, got turmeric up. I'm going to have a day of recovery and lots of water. Big news from LooseHeadz, the charity in the rugby world. Fair play to them. They have just been announced as one of the charity partners alongside Delalio Rugby Works, Matt Hampson Foundation, My Name's Doddy Foundation, and the Wooden Spoon, as one of the main charities for the British and Irish Lions. Rob Shotton and the guys at LooseHeadz, well done, thoroughly deserved. I'm a big rugby man anyway, but the thought that they've come from the grassroots side of it as a little charity, as Rob always mentioned a few times, that they discussed it at the bar one night in a rugby club, and now they're one of the main charities for one of the biggest rugby events in the world, one of the biggest sporting events in the world for that matter. So absolutely fair play to the guys over there. Going into what we always do, a little bit of news, what happens during the week. A new report has suggested the state retirement age may need to rise to 71. To maintain the number of people who financially support the pension system, and it adds that this might need to happen as soon as 2040. So basically, if you're middle-aged, I don't know what the age that is, by the year 2040, anyone who's middle-aged-ish may have to work till 71 years old. Jesus Christ, Lord. I've seen late 50 people in the late 50s on building sites, and you just look at them going, you need to retire, man, because it is a physical place that demands a lot of physicality from the body. And now I get it across some industries that might work, being 71 still working, but to the level of, I don't know, a bricklayer or a carpenter or glass or glazing guys, and people who are lifting and manually handling a lot, I think we've got to realise that isn't actually the thing. Should there be some place for people who are construction workers, and should there be a separate retirement plan that is issued to people who are not just construction but manual workers in any sense of the word? Crazy stuff. I was going to say something else then as well, but I just completely lost it. Oh well. Grandfather rights as well, CSCS cards. Just a little reminder, I've pulled up a post literally from 1 year ago now, it shows, but more than 60,000 industry skill card issues. Cards that were issued under the grandfather rights process will expire on the 31st of December 2024 and cannot be renewed. This is obviously a year old, this post, but you guys, a lot of you will be heard of this. I'm just literally reminding people because we've got another 10 months till this really kicks in. But the end of all CSCS industry accreditation cards issued from the 1st of January 2020 is part of the construction leadership's drive for a fully trained, competent workforce. Industry accreditation allowed experienced workers to obtain CSCS cards on the strength of an employer recommendation rather than the achievement of a recognised qualification. It's very confusing. I've spoken to quite a lot of people about this over the last year, about what is actually happening. How can you please explain it in a way that we understand? I'm yet to actually get anything that really helps me, but a number of you people out there know are kind of getting your head around it. Unfortunately, I think the people who are getting their head around it, the people who are realising, shit, come the end of the year, they ain't going to have the right tickets in place. But I don't think it'll help the industry. I think all it would do is worsen it, and I think we'll lose a lot of people and a lot of good, skilled workers who, just because they haven't got a piece of plastic, what shows how they do it, are going to literally walk away from the industry. But another crazy decision by the Construction Leadership Council, very much a organisation we now know is pretty much faceless until there's something to be praised about. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they can, with all the different boards and organisations within the organisation, they can come to an answer of that this can't go ahead. So please give us some feedback on that. I know there's a lot of construction workers out there worrying and stressed and thinking, what the shit in hell are we going to do come the new year? So there we go. Slightly change of topic, going from construction over to the sports world, shall we say. But there's a man who some of you may know if you are into your Olympics or kind of athletics of any description, a guy called Kelvin Kiptum. He was the world record holder, and he sadly got killed this week. He's the only person in history to run the marathon in less than 2 hours and 1 minute in a record-eligible race. He ran 3 of the 7 fastest marathons in history and was ranked first in the world in the men's marathons rankings. Absolute beast of a runner, and doing crazy things in terms of records being broken and just showing how much the human body can withstand. Unfortunately killed, but police have arrested 4 people who visited Kelvin Kiptum's home before his road crash. Police in Kenya's Kayo South arrested 4 people who visited the men's marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum's house just 4 days before he died. Kiptum, his coach, Gove Hakizimana, died on Sunday evening died in a road crash. The police have confirmed his father had mentioned a visit by 4 strangers at the top athlete's home 4 days before the collision took place. So there's a lot of obviously grey areas around what's happened there. Tragic, absolutely tragic. We lost a great man this year, a guy called Mick Harding. Big Mick to many of us. Mick was a rail construction worker, shall we say, worked in the railway world for the rail people out there. His position was kind of an ES or a pie cop. I get that people won't know that if you're not in the rail world, but that was his role. He oversaw big possession works. He was a massive character. I'm pretty sure he was in the Navy back in the day, Mick. I met him in 2013, 2014, and we worked on a job in Hornsey, North London together for Volker Fitzpatrick. We became mates. I actually got my job over on Crossrail when I worked there, and he came over and then we worked with Costains together for a number of years. Mick travelled the world, not only with the Navy when he was there, but also with the kind of the allegiance of fans behind Wales rugby and also Cardiff Blues rugby. So he sadly passed away the weekend just gone, on a weekend where England did play Wales. I spoke to him last Wednesday and we were saying just how we were giving each other a lot of stick between English and Welsh, between the rugby side of things, but he did actually say to me on the phone after speaking about a few people that we'd lost during Crossrail that you never know when your time's up, Stevie boy, in his Welsh accent, he said. So, and would you believe it, in a couple of days, the poor bugger had passed away. So a huge love and support to all his family. And I think he was based in North London, but or around the London area, but there's a lot of friends down still in the Welsh provinces, shall we say, down there. So no, massive rest in peace to big Mick Harding. Good old Andy Good actually gave him a shout out on the rugby pod yesterday as well, so this week. Was hugely appreciated. We thank you a lot, you guys at the rugby pod, for just a little gesture like that. That was huge. Again, back in the construction world, BAM's UK construction business slips into the red. That is some news this week come through. I've not heard much about BAM for the last few years. Turnover was stable, but pre-tax profits fell in BAM's UK construction arm in 2023, partly due to rising costs of an unnamed major project. An unnamed major project. We can't tell you what it is. It's a secret, but it's taken us to the cleaners. BAM Construction and Ventures said it made a revenue of £1.05 billion, $900 million for the calendar year, compared to $1.06 billion in 2022 in unaudited figures announced today by its Dutch parent, Royal BAM. The construction division also fell into the red and has adjusted earnings before interest tax recalculation. If you're a construction worker, if you're on the supply chain of BAM, do yourselves a favour and make sure you're covered and make sure your invoices are getting paid, because they are on the slippery slide as well now with other companies like Langer Rorke's. All I keep on hearing about them is they're in trouble. Langs are not only killing people on a regular basis now, they're also falling deeper and deeper into the red. So will we see another company slip and disappear like previous years, like Ceridian, like Buckingham's? Are we going to be hit with another big one? I do hope not, but if you've got any information with some more news on this, we hear a lot through the grapevine. We heard quite a bit on the walk quiz on yesterday with a number of people from the industry about these kind of people, the likes of BAM, the likes of Langer Rorke's, been walking up a bit of an oily hill at the moment and potentially falling backwards. And not only are they doing that to their own business, but they're killing too many people as well. So we're not in the biggest, we're not in the good books of those guys. We don't really like them at the moment. National highways. We've been doing a lot about national highways this week. They've just announced this week about they're going to be doing a campaign to actually help get the litter dealt with on the roads, and that is by giving people behavioural science-based advice to put your rubbish in the bin. The same thing we get told when we're at school. You can't do it by just telling people to put it in bin. You got to go and collect the crap up, all right? Go out there, pick up the rubbish, get it in the bin. We sent the stuff over to them. We look forward to hearing from your national highways because we do like you and like what you're all about. I've worked with you for a number of years and it's very good. But come on, we need to tidy the roads up because debris on the road is killing people, debris on the side of the road, and litter on the side of the road is killing our wildlife. And then when it sits in our streams and deteriorates, it's getting into our water supply as well. So you just can't do it. Let's have a little tidy up. But yeah, the regulator announced an investigation into National Highways over concerns its performance has dropped. National Highways is 1 year away from completing the road investment strategy period, and part of the investigation will be around whether it's fulfilled in its objectives over the 5-year term. The investigator will look into the cause of National Highways dip in performance and whether it identified all the actions it needs to take to improve. The ORR expects the investigation. That's the Office of Road and Rail. Yeah, of course it is. It will focus National Highways capital portfolio work. Fair play. Well, I hope it's all good there. There's a lot of people there we know they've got jobs with National Highways, so hopefully that all goes smooth and they clear out any kind of issues that have arisen. And then, another one, Persimmon Homes. They've been a bit lively this week on a few different things. Trying to get them self-noticed, we see, but they have donated a fantastic £50,000 to, make it visible. The £50,000 donation from Persimmon Homes. We've received a £50,000 donation from Persimmon Charitable Foundation to support the work that Make It Visible on-site initiative. Make It Visible campaign. They've donated it. Oh, not to the actual campaign, what's run by Mates in Mind, Lighthouse Charity, I think the University of up north somewhere, Scotland. They've donated directly to the Lighthouse. That's a shame. It'll probably end up on the stock market and be gambled with like previous money of theirs or spent on high-end football stars at Christmas dues. But who am I to judge, eh? Sarah Bolton, Chief Operating Officer of the Lighthouse Charity, said, "We were absolutely staggered to hear about this huge generous donation from the Persimmon Charitable Foundation to support our Make It Visible on-site initiative." I don't know how it works. If you lot of you know, I have a bit of a bee in my bonnet with the fact that how Lighthouse operate. I don't think it's right, and I also think it's extremely wrong, should we say. But they've donated £50,000. The Make It Visible campaign was explained to me by Bill Hill, their CEO. He explained to me and he explained that to a lot of people in the room last year, that Make It Visible campaign is a charity trust, a charity campaign set up by two charities, Mates in Mind and Lighthouse. That money is then to be, that campaign pushes that all out. But however, it looks like Lighthouse are taking all the money and not sharing it. We don't want it, but Mates in Mind are probably due £25,000 of that if they're part of this. Who knows, eh? Controversy in the charitable sector of the construction world. And would you believe it? The Lighthouse are top of the tree again. The people that do very, very well in collecting millions of pounds, but do little less to put the support out there. But who am I to judge, eh? Who am I to judge? I will stick to my lane and crack on with some positive stuff. So We are going to be doing lots more. We had some great chats with some great companies yesterday who were on our walk. It was an absolute win-win, all-round fine efforts by all. On that note, thank you, everybody, for being part of the walk yesterday. For all of you, thank you to everybody who's been taking part in our TikTok stuff that we're doing, some of the stuff that's going out online through Instagram, social media channels. It's been hell of a blast since December doing a bit of TikTok. I quite enjoy it. And numbers are rising quite quick. Was nice. The viewership, shall we say, is staggeringly gone up. Yeah, massive thank you to all. I actually looked like shit as well this morning. It was quite funny. So there we go. Over and out. Construction Sport Weekly. Get involved.